Yo, what's up guys, SpaceMarineSc2 here to update you on some PvZ. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my current PvZ build. Alright, so first up, I'm going to speed up the game because the beginning is always the same. We start with a gateway expansion and the build order is 14 pylons, 16 gates, 16 gas. Then we go for a 19 nexus and then scout with that probe. Behind that we're going to build one probe, cyper core at 20 supply. Then we build one more probe and build a gas at 21 supply. Then we go to the low ground and start probe production non-stop and build a pylon on the low ground at 22 supply. As soon as the cyber core is finished, we're going to build a mothership core and adept and delay the warp gate a little bit. We're going to be chrono boosting the adept and then build warp gate. Behind that, as soon as the adept and mothership core is finished, we're going to be scouting with them and then try to get some drone kills. We are also going to be building a twillight at 30 supply as soon as you have 100 gas. Behind that we're just going to build non-stop probe production. And we're also going to build non-stop adept production, so in case that he run by us with links, we are going to get some kills. So now we have two more adepts because we kept the adept production going. We want to build a total of 3 adepts, but one at a time. And of course, as soon as you can afford it, you want to build 2 gateways at 35 supply. This got a bit delayed because we got harassed. Then you want to go to the 3rd base and build your nexus at 40 supply. These adepts are only supposed to scout. We want to see that he doesn't go roaches and make sure that he have a 3rd base so he don't go for an all-in. Because adepts are harass units. They are not meant to do all the damage, even though sometimes you can manage to have a main army with only adepts. But if you're a Zerg player, you probably want to go for lurkers, banelings, or roaches. Behind this we want to be going for a robo and warp in 3 adepts and then warp in 3 more adepts as soon as possible and harass with 6 adepts. These adepts are meant to do harass damage. We are not going to have them in our main army. We don't want to fight with them, we just want to go into the middle line. Which means if you have a roach army, you're not going to take the fight. You're going to try to shade across the map and dodge any fight you can take. Behind this we are of course going for blink and a forge. The forge should go down at 46 supply and the blink should start afterwards. With the robo, the first unit we want to build is a warp prism. As you can see, into the middle line, behind it, focus drones as much as you can and then shade in between bases. You don't want to stay there, you just want to buy time and make some movement going. Behind this we are of course going for the warp prism, which is going to continuously harass. And we're going to go for +1 attack, blink, 9 gateways. If he doesn't have spore crawlers when you harass, then build a dark shrine. Your main army composition should be blink stalkers with immortals and sentries, but you don't want to warp in sentries after 6 minutes because they don't have the time to gather energy. You want to have a total of 9 or 10 gateways, but if you're a Diamond League or below, I would recommend you to build 12 or even 15 gateways if you're down in Bronze and Silver League, mostly because it's really difficult to keep the multitask going with 3 bases and a warp prism and warp in. So it's gonna be really difficult for a lot of people to warp in at the correct time, so I would recommend building up to 15 gateways if you need it. If the opponent is going for Ling, Roach, Hydra, then you want to build disruptors. If he's going for Ling, Muta, then you want to build adept, stalker only, and then maybe a immortal for tanking. But your main army composition versus Mutalix should be adept, stalker, and you have to push with it. Because if you're going to the late game, those units are not going to be any stronger. If you want to macro against Mutalist, you have to add on 2 starports and then Phoenix range. But we are not going to do that. With this army composition is very good versus Mutalisk before 10 minutes. So we are going to be pushing. You need to make a push before 10 minutes. So at home, we want to use photon overcharge and warp in. So just a quick note. When you see Ling Muta, you need adepts versus Lings, and you need sentries and stalkers versus the Mutalisk. Because sentries have Guardian Shield and they reduce 2 damage from all Mutalisk. And a Mutalisk deal 8 damage, which means if your shields are down, you're gonna be reducing 3 damage in total. Because sentries and stalkers have 1 armor. In the fight, you want to make sure to force field the banelings away, but since there was none, we are just gonna be focusing and blinking forward. Just make sure that you push before 10 minutes, because otherwise the Mutalist count can be too big. And remember, you don't defend versus Mutalist, you have your mothership core at home, maybe with a few stalkers, and then you push with the rest of your army, and be careful you don't lose your warp prism. If you do, just build a new one and warp in at home and reinforce. Also, the build order is in the YouTube description, so make sure to check that out and note it while you're playing. Also, I have a Discord that you're welcome to join. The Discord is mainly for chatting and having somebody to talk StarCraft 2 about. And that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in 2 days for another video on one of the new maps.